Yeah, we're here outside the Independent Picture House, a new movie theater in an old industrial area just off of Sugar Creek Road. The Independent bringing the neighborhood a little Hollywood. You know, lights, camera,
showtime,
action.
We got company!
These are movie clips from the summer of 1984. Modern classics, all back on the big screen again, 4 decades later here at the Independent, along with cutting-edge new films that you won't see at other theaters.
The discoveries come thick and fast here. They're not just throwing stuff up going, hope you like it.
And Lawrence Topman, the arts critic for the Charlotte Ledger, says after 2 years now of coming to IPH for films that he calls hard to find and good to see,
enjoy the show.
Growing audiences are also discovering a similar mix of old and new that's growing up around the theater.
Well, and it's sort of like what happened with NODA maybe 30 years ago. There are hundreds and hundreds of apartments going up. I had no idea. This place is going to be really vibrant, and one of the reasons, not the only one, is this house that we're sitting in, this Independent Picture House. You'll be able to walk down and eat, get a glass of wine, see a movie. If you feel like coming here and you don't feel like driving, the Blue Line puts you out within sight of the theater if you get off the Sugar Creek stop.
Topman sums up the theater's early success with a memorable movie line.
If you build it, they will come.
That is going to be, the top will be the projection booth, where the projector is.
Brad Ritter is the executive director of IPH, walking us through the challenges.
So again, we go in the hallway, there's a little vestibule here.
Of turning this old warehouse,
we wish this was another 10 feet higher, but it's not.
Into a new picture house.
And we'll be holding film premieres, educational classes, and just all kinds of red carpet events.
The Independent adding a new 4th auditorium with 150 more seats, plus a special events room, expanding the theater to keep up with its early success. There's even a new coffee shop and cafe next door.
There's some sleepless nights, but yeah, I think everything turned out well.
Ritter himself spent 27 years at the Old Manor Theater on Providence Road, working every job and hearing every rumor.
The Manor's on life support, and the Manor's going to close, and then word would get out, and the community would be like, whoa, you can't close the Manor.
But when the Manor finally did close during COVID, it created a celluloid void here in Charlotte. No space or place for these movie lovers to see the indie and foreign language films they used to show at the Manor.
And that was devastating, and honestly, I think that really helped us with what we did with the Independent Picture House, because there was an outcry. We took the outcry of the community about the Manor closing and turned that into motivation. We knew that there's a demand for a community-based cinema.
Today, there are displays here at the Independent of faded photos and old movie ads, honoring the Manor Theater's 74-year history, and the other old Charlotte movie houses that came and went before the Manor. Even the movie popcorn here at IPH comes from the Manor Theater's old lobby popcorn machine. But the Independent Picture House is more than just Manor Theater memories.
With having the 4th screen, it's like more space means you can do more things, which means people will feel more ownership, I think, of the actual cinema.
From his cluttered office here at UNC Charlotte, senior film lecturer Jay Morong is also the IPH creative director, not just booking art house films for the community, but also sharing the theater with the community so they can screen their own local films.
You need those homegrown things that are here and can kind of see the shifting sands of a city. And I think the unexpected success has at least shown us this is something people want. There are enough people who will support these things, but you have to help them.
This is not just a movie theater that you come, you get some popcorn and you watch a film, but to sit in a theater and hear other people reacting to your work, that's really what it's all about. It's an opportunity to experience storytelling with people around you.
IPH board member Setu Raval is talking about something else that the Manor Theater never did.
All of the movement beyond that is real movement. The actors had something to look at the entire time.
These theater talkbacks between the film experts or the filmmakers.
They force a character to make a really hard choice.
And the IPH audience that comes to see these films.
You need to be ready for the surprise, and I think this movie does that.
This place does want your input because it wants your ideas to help shape what it's going to be.
This is a space for people to come and talk about stories.
And I think people will gravitate to that. You don't see that at the megaplexes. You don't.
And here's one more thing you don't see at most movie theaters. Saturday morning cartoons on the big screen here at the Independent. Once a month, every month. There's even milk and cookies for the kids, although it's hard to resist the old Manor Theater popcorn. They're still popping fresh here at IPH. Amy?
Thanks for watching, and if you don't want to miss any more great regional stories, please subscribe to our PBS Charlotte YouTube channel.